Okay, so we're finally fixing rust on the Jeep. We're gonna pull off the YJ rock sliders. We're gonna pull off the front fenders. We're pulling off the fender flares. We have stock fenders for the front. We have stock fender flares for the rear. We are going to dig into the floors. Oop. Took out a bolt of the we're going to dig into this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out all these bolts, and I was assuming that they were all going to be rusted in because we got rust here. We're going to take these off. We're going to put factory fenders back on. We're going to put factory flares back on the rear. This is all rotted out here from here to here. It's like a 5-inch piece of rot. So we'll get everything off, and we got to start pulling the seats. But we can't pull the seats till we get the rock sliders off because they cover the seat bolts. So cool stuff. All right, now we're going to take off these flares. Apparently not without a wrench. Look how bad that is. So what had happened is there was a mouse nest. So this is the wheel liner, the wheel well, the plastic part. A mouse must have gotten up in here and made a nest here, so all the pee rotted all this out. And this is what we're left with. So we know that the flare goes like that. And we're going to be replacing all of this. All basically probably from here all the way down. Could be worse. That's what we got sheet metal for. There's a whole bunch of body filler in there, so somebody already was in here and made a huge mess trying to fix nothing. But like when I had the full doors on, this whole thing flexes super far because there's just all the structure's gone. So we're gonna have to rebuild all this in here. We're gonna have to take this wheel well out, or the liner out. Not like it's actually held in with anything anyway, it's all broken. We got some work to do. It's just work. So we gotta continue getting the sliders off, which, as far as I'm aware, is only this center body mount, and that's the only thing holding these sliders on anymore since all the bolts are out. That one is out, but it's not off. Oh, it's not. Look at all this rust. I mean, there's just rust everywhere. Like the whole floor is hobcobbed. It's bad. There's little patch panels like welded in everywhere. Like, what's that little guy doing? Or that guy? I hope you didn't just end up doing a 360. So we're going to stop there. Alright, so the last hack job. Apparently the body mount bolt ripped off when they put the sliders on. So they made this nice little access port in the floor here to get that bolt. Alright, let's pull this off because I imagine there's rust behind here. It's better than I expected. Lots of mud. We're probably just going to focus on this side. Not that I would drive it like this, but we'll probably just focus on one side at a time. Fix this, fix this side of the floor, take this seat out. That way if I still need to move it in and out of the driveway, I can still do that. Minus the fender thing. Dude, this is so jacked. Look, this is why. I didn't know it was that bad. That's the seatbelt. We gotta fix this. I didn't know it was that bad. I knew it wasn't great, but I didn't know the seatbelt wasn't connected. That's why we're fixing it. Because now we know, so now we're fixing it. We need to get some measurements from like corners, things that we can just, maybe we'll make like a template before we cut. Alright, so we're taking the front fender off, which I deemed as going to be more difficult than it was. So far, it was 2 bolts going into the firewall. There was 4 bolts up there in the front. Now we have the, there's like a strut spacer. Or a strut arm. We can't say anything about how they're coming out. Whatever left. We got 2 bolts up here. Alright, so we got 1 bolt out. Just this last one. The whole thing's gonna fall.
There's a hole in here.
Big hole.
Why don't these off?
Got it. Rock crawler.
Make no sense.
We did all this so we could change the alternator. Just kidding.
I don't see it.
Man,
Where's
there's
your
rust.
remote?
There's rust everywhere.
Where's your remote?
For the winch? It's away. Should change the oil while we're at it. I do want to go get the stock fender. See what it looks like. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. I gotta get a clamp. I want to see it. Oh my gosh. It makes it not look so stupidly high anymore. Oh, I just hate it. I hate how big it is. Oh, it looks so much better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna pull that back off. We're gonna get that off, and then I kind of want to start cutting out all the rust. The Sawzall is hungry. Or maybe not. I'll look into it. Whatever happens, we'll end off tonight. I do plan on working on this all through the weekend. So Friday night, today's Thursday. I just released last Monday's video today. So for you guys, that's like next Monday. So today's Thursday. So I plan on working on this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not all day long, but I would love to get the passenger side wrapped up. the rear floor, the front floor, this side, the seat belt, the front. I would like to get the fender on, which would really screw things up if I can't get to the driver's side. But the driver's side has its own, well, I mean, you could always drag it out. But the driver's side, when I get that front fender off, I'd also like to tackle the exhaust manifold, because the exhaust manifold has been cracked since I got it. So I got a new manifold. I got the manifold and intake gasket. I'd like to just go through all that, because when you have the fender off, it's all so easy to access. And it's supposed to be nice for like the next 5 or 6 days straight, so I don't have to worry about having the top on or off, because I have to pull the cage to do the floors. This is just a huge project, and I want to get it done before our next off-road trip, so that way anybody that rides in the passenger seat, my daughter or whatever, is safe. Rear fender flare and these front fenders, rear fender flare and front fender flat fenders. The sliders 100% keeping, but those could be for sale soon, so I'll keep you posted if anybody's interested in those. I have $250 for the rear flares and front fenders. We can work from there. That's where I'd like to start. All right, let's get back. Okay, so as you can see, most of this is filler, and if I can guess just by how this is peeling up where the paint is, they didn't sand. I have a body work background, Votech and jobs. They didn't sand before they put filler over top, and this is like 3 different kinds of filler. Here's a janky patch that they put in. This was the rust that I saw. This was just this little spot here. It was bubbling, so it's all rotting here, and this is some kind of piece that they put over. So I have my wire wheel that we're gonna put on old new trusty Harbor Freight here, and so far we've been using this battery for the ratchet, and I've been grinding on this with just a grinder disc. So we're gonna put that on and we're gonna go to town, because this is cracking everywhere. Really don't want to make this too big of a job. I was kind of hoping I could just patch that. We'll see. I'll put you on a time lapse and we'll just hammer this out. Alright, so as you can see here, or maybe not, there was definitely no sanding done before filler was put down. I guess I'm going to go back here. I don't know if I should wait till I start doing floors. But as you can see, this beautiful patch panel here, they just cut out a piece of metal and pop rivet it over rust. So there's rust beneath this, and then it rusted through their piece. So we are going to probably cut out from here over, and then straight down all the way to the bottom, and replace this whole piece. And then we're probably also going to have to replace the inner piece of that structure as well, like this part, because as you can see, it's rotted away in there. So this is going to turn into a huge project, but it's okay. It won't be that bad. It's just metal. So tomorrow we're going to get the grinder out, because it's starting to get dark. We'll get the grinder out, we'll pop this off, or pry it off, or whatever. But we made a mess. And I need to get my respirator out, because, well, we don't want to be breathing none of this in. And, I mean, really, it's not that bad. I mean, it's really bad. It's definitely bad. But it's just metal. It's not that big of a deal. It's just sheet metal. Even better than that. We do need to get this plastic wheel out, so we'll do that. And then we'll just start cutting away. We'll cut away, we'll replace this piece in here. We'll just cut it down, maybe we'll cut it out first and then we'll do this outside piece and then we'll fit this in and weld it all up. Same thing everywhere. Just cut and weld, cut and weld. Alright, so as you can see, we have the seat out. 3 of the bolts came out perfect. This one snapped. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. Don't know. My first thought is to weld the stud there and bolt the seat down with a nut. I mean, it's... But here you go. You can see we have a tire. This is the biggest problem. This is what I don't quite have an answer for yet. Is the roll bar. I've been eyeing up roll bars on Marketplace. The cheapest I can find a family style cage, because it has the back hoop instead of being the AKA Kid Killer, which is the sport cage, comes straight down on an angle. The family cage goes around to protect your children, whether or not it actually does or not. But that's, I knew this was like this, and this is what I've been kind of scared of from the beginning. I guess what's really going to depend is if this is in good shape or not. Because if just this is bad, I can go get some thicker stuff or thick stuff and cut this out and make a new one. That's not the end of the world, but if the bar itself is compromised, then that's a problem. So we had to remove some of the wiring from the center console, like for the heated seats. We have our heated steering wheel here, which is on the list of things that I'd like to finish up. This wire, just as a note to myself, I had to cut. This is the constant hot for the seats. These are some under lighting for like the dash. I'm probably gonna take that out because it just gets pinched under the seats, and I don't like that. Something's bad's gonna happen. I've been labeling all of my bolts. I labeled all the bolts from the fenders, the sliders, not really, they're here. The rear flares. But I gotta put these in a bag. I mean, look at all this fiberglass. Just so you know, if you fix stuff with fiberglass, I don't like you. Because all you're doing is masking a problem so you can sell it and make it somebody else's problem. So we're gonna cut this floor out. We gotta get the roll bar out. That is the thing I have been dreading the most. So I'm gonna work on that now because I don't know what the roof's gonna do. I know these bolts will hold the windshield a little bit, but when you start putting pressure on it, the roll bar really does a lot. So let's work on the roll bar and we'll check back in. Gotta get this done before Monday. It's Friday. We worked on it Thursday. Working on it Friday. See what we can get done today. I know you won't believe it because I wouldn't believe it either. Those two uppers, they came right out. I'm not gonna worry about them because they're not attached to anything anymore. So now what we're doing is I got that seatbelt off. Next is this one. What the? Still in? Oh my gosh. As long as... Stop it. Did I ever make a video about that? Anyway. I guess we'll take the rear seat out. Like, because those body mounts are all bad, and because this rear body mount was bad, which I made a video about a long time ago, the floor started cracking. The floor is like buckling. They did a janky job here. So we are cracking the cage loose. Once we get all 4 of these out, we'll go to that side and we'll get those out. Probably just going to pull the driver's seat. And then we'll pull the sub that's... Usually it sits back here, but it sounds better there. Just don't judge me, okay? Shut up. These are the people that painted it, in case anybody was wondering. We got Donche, Rocky, and Mommy C. Those are the people that painted it. The story behind this Jeep, if anybody had listened to any other time I talked, which probably not, because why would you? The Jeep belonged to a guy. Don't know guy. He had it for 10 years. That's what I was told. He went into the military, and while he was deployed, his friends decided to paint his Jeep for him. It was red, which if it was red, I probably wouldn't have bought it because I hate red vehicles. It's like the... Anyway, so they painted it 69 Dodge Charger orange. That's what color I was told it is. And he, came back, Jeep was painted, and then for whatever reason he sold it to the guy that I bought it from, and he had it for maybe a year, and he struggled getting in and out of it from what I could see. That's where I'll leave that. And it just wasn't a good fit for him. So I don't know why Buddy didn't want his Jeep anymore that he had for 10 years. So it was in their friend group for, 10, 11, 12 years. And whatever jank job of bodywork, the Jeep was probably like 9 years old when Buddy got it. I think, right? No, it would have been... Who cares? Whatever. I'm going to go take out the driver's seat. Sorry that we're working on like updates. I don't know how fast things are going to go. And then somehow I end up at like this stage. So I got all the bolts out that I'm going to take out. I do have to undo the seat belt. I can't believe this. I don't know if I want to take it off of here or remove the seat belt. We're going to remove the seat belt with the cage. We'll like zip tie it to it. Goodness. So right now we have the top off. Got that down so we can pull the cage out. I got to get the A-pillars. That side is out over there. This side is out. I'm telling you, these aren't attached to anything, so... See? Nothing. That's nuts. So we're gonna get the cage out. I can't lie. Even though I've done body work, 10 years worth of body work, it still just makes me nervous that I'm gonna fix this. I've done this. Maybe I haven't done this extent of floors in one vehicle, but I've definitely fixed some really bad stuff. I don't know. I really don't want to take this driver's seat out, even though I know I have to. But I might have a little side gig tomorrow, helping out some family work on their car. Well, I'm going to do it. It's just it's going to be tomorrow morning. So I'd really rather not take my seat out, even though it's automatic, so I don't even really need legs to drive it. I will set up a tripod to get me struggling to remove this roll cage. We got wires for the speaker. One of the other things to do is use this Harbor Freight shop vac and keep a nice clean work area. No rust there. Just get in. Boy, would you check out the power in that suction. All right, so we're at that part of the journey where we're gonna take the roll cage out. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. Maybe just sit it off to the side. Everything's unbolted, seatbelts are unbolted. You know those jobs where you're like, I'm just gonna cut out some rust, and then your sunscreen falls through the floor? That's a big hole. Alright, so we got the cage out. As you can see, we can see the wall, and we can see the shop vac. I'd say it was time. This, I'm not excited for. This got up into here, so I'm hoping that we can salvage some of this, at least for the factory bolt holes. Even if I have to cut like right along them, I want to save them, and we can build the rest back. Got our fuel lines, our brake lines. See, this body mount, that's a problem. It's not there anymore. Jeeps are great. Jeeps are great. If you don't have a Jeep, you're missing out. Sorry, I got this huge tripod. If you don't have a Jeep, this is what you're missing out on. You're missing out on fun. I mean, I'm having so much fun. Look. Sun's going down. Not ideal. I'm gonna bag up the bolts I have. Oh my gosh. So my idea was, I'll run you through this in real time. My idea was that I was gonna just do the passenger side. I wanted to fix this. I wanted to fix this and fix that. But to fix this, I had to remove the roll cage. And to remove the roll cage, I might as well fix that side. So the Jeep may be down longer than I wanted, because while I wanted to put the factory style fenders back on, I may not do that for the off-road trip September 20th. I may just put the flat fenders back on because there's one on the other side. And I don't have to change. If I change this one, I have to do the other side, which means if I do the other side, then that means I have to tackle this. And I can imagine that this is done just as poorly as every other job that they did on the Jeep. So, what I'm thinking is that I will just keep the flat fenders for now. I will replace both of the rear floor pans. And that's that. I do have the front driver's side floor pan to fix. There's also this hole in the passenger side, which, whatever. I mean, honestly, I could care less. It's not like it's going to get worse. But as long as the body mounts are fixed on both sides, because they're jacked, as long as they're fixed and the roll cage is remounted and the seatbelts are safe, that's all we need. I will be so happy. So what we need to do is we need to stop yapping and get back to cutting, because we don't have to cut it all out. These patch panels, you know, they give you the whole floor, but you don't have to use it all. So what I need to do is I need to start hacking and see where I need to stop hacking and then just rebuild with the 4x8 piece of sheet metal we have. That's why we bought it. Bought it for fixing this piece of shamalama and ding dong. It'll be alright. It's fine. And while it's stripped all apart, we're going to paint the interior black. So we got to strip off all those stickers, because none of them are from us. It's not my thing. We'll strip all those off. I'm just happy. I'm happy that most of the bolts that did come out came out okay. And we'll be able to, let me see if I can stabilize you. not ideal. When I slam the doors, because these doors don't they don't shut great, but when I slam the doors, even the hard doors, the full doors, the whole side, you can just see it go. Bah, 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 bah. We're going to on a time lapse, and we're gonna just start hacking the floor out. Got our respirator, got our grinder, our floor P, our new outer, whatever this is called. I don't remember anymore. The bolt hole goes here, and this gets replaced, but this one does not, which is okay. So we're going to cut and then kind of go along here and then back out, because the floor pan does cover all this, and there's a hole for this, so we will just have to chip away and leave the factory mount. But this one's going to get cut out, and we'll use that. And we'll cut it all the way out to here, not like it's actually attached to anything anyway. Step one. Alright, so as you can see, we have a floor vertable. Piece of the grinder flew off, hit me in the knuckle, and parental advisory, hit me in the chest. There's no blood, but it did hurt. We have to get this body mount off. So right here where I cut, this is the flap here. So we got Harbor Freight has a deal on spot weld drill bits. So I'm going to buy a couple of those because they're not going to last. And we will draw out the spot weld, so we have this channel. I don't know if you can see it, but we have that channel then to drill holes in our patch that we're going to put here, and we'll weld it to that, and then we'll weld this gap up. We're going to have to get all this goop off here. Then we will run it all the way over. We're going to have to cut all this out, which I just couldn't get the grinder in there. I'll get it all off. That's not a problem. See? I'll get it off. I'm pretty excited. I'm so pumped. I mean, realistically, we have like 3 hours into all this. Alright, so it's kind of day 3 of this project. Same shirt club. And we're still going to cut. So it's hard to I don't know, maybe leave some comments would you rather just be set up on a time lapse of me doing everything, because a 20-minute time lapse is, 15 seconds. So I'm going to I got to clean all this up. Ow. I got to cut more of this out. I wanted to go to Harbor Freight and get that spot welder or spot weld drill bit. I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut this all along here. I got to find out if I cut along here, and then I'm going to cut up here, over. I got to get rid of all this rust. So, I'm going to cut all this, and then tomorrow can be repair day. Have you ever videoed a whole lot and thought you were recording video, but you actually just took a picture? Okay, let's see if I can remember everything I just said. Okay, so what we saw me do is I was just cutting out rust. It has to come out one way or the other, so that's what I did. We're trying to save all welding surfaces so we can tack new pieces to it, okay? So anywhere that it was caught, we tried to grind down and break the spot welds off. There was a piece that went all the way down to here, which we did have to lose. So we will try to figure out a way to make this a little bit more solid. We will have the floor that comes along right around here with a flat piece and goes over, so maybe we won't worry about it, because I mean, and realistically, cars are built pretty strong from the factory. So if we don't have something, so where we're at right now is we're trying to finish up, because I can just go through this hole. We're trying to finish up getting this rust out here. I need this piece, that piece right in there. And I don't want to cut out too much and make a bigger problem, but I need to get that out so we can start cutting the floor pan to fit this space. We need to drill spot welds here to get this flap off. We need to be able to do the body channel, and we need to get that off and thread that into there, clean all this up so it slides underneath here, goes to here, get that in. We can start cutting up our floor pan to weld into this. It's just hours of work. It's not really hard, it's just hours of work. Hope the time lapse is working well for you, because it's the only option to make anything useful. I figured you'd rather watch what happens instead of me just explaining like one thing and then showing you something finished. At least you can see what it takes. And like I said, that last minute and 15 of time lapse was like, what did I say, 28 minutes or something, 30 minutes. So it takes a while. Got quite a few hours in this already. And even then, once this side's done, I still have the other side to do, which is nearly a spitting image of bad. I just wish they hadn't done such a bad job of jank. And I didn't even want to I wanted to finish this first so I could put the fender back on. And here we are. Just the holes everywhere. Alright, well, after a long weekend, I didn't work on it at all on Sunday. So I worked on it a little bit on Friday, a little bit on Saturday. Got about 5 hours total from a completely running and driving Jeep to what it is right now. Be mad about. Off camera, I did cut out all the front rust. So it is worse than I wanted it to be, but we still do have some structure left, which is good. We got to get some of the rest of the like caulking out of the inside. We have to make new bolt holes for the fender to bolt on. We have this all cut out, and this we got very little integrity, but that's where we're going to end it for now. I do hope to work on it over the week, and got to end this so I can have a video for Monday, because it is Sunday, so I want to have a video ready for tomorrow. Follow along. Never know. Well, I guess we do know what next week's going to bring. It's going to be Jeep Wrangler rust repair. So hopefully by next video, we're patching. We're like finishing up the passenger side, at least the floor, the body mount, and that front section, so we get the fender back on. Because once we get the fender back on, we could at least bolt, stuff together so we could at least drive it. But we got to finish it all. We're not cutting corners this time. Also, remember, doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you're doing something. Squeaky doors. So, get out there. Just do it. Doesn't matter if you're not accomplishing all your goals. I wanted to have the Jeep fully ready, running to go. That didn't happen. And that's okay, because as long as we're doing it, doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you're doing something. See you next week.